Good day, I'm Precious Mola with your midday news updates. A Durban University of Technology team to visit family of a fatally shot student. A vet's hunger strike continues. Mother hopes learners left by teacher won't be victimized. A team from the Durban University of Technology is expected to visit the family of Mulungisi Madonsela to offer assistance after the student was killed. Madonsela was allegedly shot and killed by a private security guard during violent clashes between students and security guards. The Department of Higher Education and Training has also sent teams to various institutions to talk to students and management to try and find solutions. Meanwhile, at VETS, a student also embarked on a hunger strike on Monday. A student got injured as the protest got violent. Security guards had to use tear gas to try and disperse the crowd. Our reporter, Crown Sondlani, did a follow-up on that story.
Today, Joburgtv News is at VETS universities where students are threatening to shut down the school. These students say that they submitted a memorandum with more than 10 demands and the school hasn't attended to those demands. Some of the demands include accommodation, funds and registration.
My name is Kinewe Sita. I am the VETS SRC treasurer. We are here in Solomon Mahlangu House, and as the SRC we are having a hunger strike because of the registration issues that we are currently facing as VETS students. And then secondly, our urgent issue is the lack of accommodation in this university and the lack of funding that students don't have. We did, however, issue a memorandum with more than 10 demands, but as I said, the two that I've listed are the major ones. So what we are waiting for here essentially is our VC, Adam Habib, to come and address us, because the Hardship Fund Committee, who makes decisions on who gets the funding, are not privy to take some of the decisions.
Hey, Sharona Patel, VETS spokesperson. The university can confirm that there were protests which were held at VETS on Monday and Tuesday this week. The reason for the protests were that students were protesting about two issues. The first was about historic debt, and the second was around accommodation. On the first issue, the university had made some concessions. So VETS is saying that if you cannot afford to pay the first fee payment for 2019, that you can actually postpone that to the end of March 2019.
The concerned mother of a learner who was left by a teacher at San Sochi Girls High hopes her daughter won't be victimized and that her daughter will be able to go back to school without any trouble. A video went viral on social media showing a teacher slapping a 16-year-old learner in a full classroom. There's been a case of assault opened against the teacher. Meanwhile, the school governing body is investigating the incident, and it is not yet clear what steps the school should take against the teacher and the learner. Now let's have a look at your sports update.
Sibonge Maqaba, it's a home Thursday and let's get into it. Pakistan grabbed a consolation win against South Africa in the final T20 as they beat the Proteas by 27 runs at SuperSport Park last night. Pakistan batted first and made a score of 169, and the South African team failed to cover them and went out for 141. Proteas players who made contribution were Chris Morris with a score of 55 and Rasif van der Dusen who made 41. Proteas batsman Henrik Klassen continued to struggle as he went out for 2 runs. While in other matches, the women grabbed a whitewash against Sri Lanka by winning the third T20 by 39 runs. In your PSL news, Mamelodi Sundowns beat Black Leopards by 3-0 and moved to the second place on the log with 34 points. Lebohang Maboe put Downs ahead in the 41st minute. Isaac Mosia's own goal in the 54th minute made it 2-0. And Richard Nascimento added a third goal with a penalty in the 85th minute. The game had to play in Toyando, but Black Leopards agreed to play in Pretoria because Sundowns had to travel for their CAF Champions League game against AS Mimosa next week Tuesday. And lastly, Banyana players Linda Matlo and Thembi Kgatlana have thanked Houston Dash in the US as they part ways with the club by mutual consent. and the pair now is in search for new clubs. The two have been with the club since last year February. There are reports that they might be joining their captain in China. That's it from me, Ayanda Vezi, and the sports team. Said Balezos.
Now on to traffic and weather updates.
Thank you, Precious. Let's start in Parktown at the M1 southbound. There are roadworks restricting traffic approaching the Houghton Drive exit. North routing at the Witkoppen Road eastbound, there's a congestion causing queuing traffic towards Riverbend Road. At Dunkeld West on Jan Smuts Avenue northbound, traffic lights causing slow-moving traffic at North Road. And lastly, in Pretoria at the N1 southbound, there's an accident before Stormfield Road causing queuing traffic. Now let's take a look at the weather. It's a cool day in Johannesburg, partly cloudy skies with temperature ranging between 14 to 27 degrees Celsius. We may see scattered thunder showers some parts of the province. Pretoria 17 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, and Vereeniging at 16 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. That's all for now. Catch up with the weather and the traffic on the next bulletin. Back to you, Precious.
Thank you. That's it for me and the rest of the Joburg TV news team. Catch your next bulletin in the evening. Goodbye.